Davros has eyes. Hi everyone, Sky123 here, and today I am going to be reviewing an absolute classic of a story, Genesis of the Daleks. Here's what's on the front, that's the spine, that's the back, there's disc 1, there's disc 2, front of the booklet, back of the booklet, and the inside of the booklet. It also comes with this funny little pamphlet thing, which if you open up, sort of like got all these VHS advertisement, DVD advertisements, and even got some CD advertisement for the lost episodes. Yeah, it's quite an interesting little thing they did for the 40th, I guess. Better than nothing. And as you probably noticed, there is a little sticker there saying that it was voted the #1 best Doctor Who story ever by Doctor Who magazine readers. And you know, it's pretty easy to tell why. But to help me with my review today, I have these two little Daleks from Genesis of the Daleks. Now, admittedly, they are only 3.75 inch, so they're not the best. They're not like their 5-inch counterparts, but they still serve their purpose. They look relatively cool, but there's one problem. If you can see the eye stalks there, they are two totally different eye stalks. One is the Dalek Invasion of Earth eye stalk, and one is the actual eye stalk used in the episode. How they did that, I have no idea. Dalek Invasion of Earth eye stalk isn't even out yet. You know, I would call it in and sort of like ask for a replacement, but at the same time it's pretty cool having this unique kind of Dalek here. If only your eye stalk would stay up properly, I have to sort of like get it up like that to make it stay in position. You can't have everything, I guess. Shall we see if we can get these two into those two's position? Forward like that, plunge around like that, then into put it forward, start facing up to the side, eye stalk. See what I mean? It keeps falling down. Put that out like that, that like that. Ta-da! I'm pretty proud of that. But anyway, you'll notice I'm sort of procrastinating a bit here and not actually getting on to the actual review of Genesis of the Daleks. And there is a very good reason for that. It's because I can't really think of that much to say other than that it's a fantastic, fantastic story. Everything is so strong about this. There's so many classic moments in this story. There's so much good here. So many great performances from Michael Wisher to Tom Baker. And you know, those two during their scene together are electric. They really do go together very well. You have that great scene where it's like, would you do it? Hold in my hands, all that classic stuff. Really well written stuff and really well performed stuff. Michael Wisher is a fantastic Davros, and I know that's not like the general consensus, but he really is. And well, Terry Malloy and David Goodison and the other guy from the new series whose name is Julian Bleach, they all do a very good job as well. But no one has been able to beat Michael Wisher in my opinion. Shouting across very well, but he also got that seething element, that plotting element. You really believed that there was loads and loads of stuff going on in that brain of his, so like plotting, planning, and you know, that really does come across in this story and in that performance. And you know, it all comes from that voice, because ultimately there's not much facial stuff he could do here. He only had access to one hand and his voice. That was all he really had, but he made it work so well and really did do an incredible job. Tom Baker is also wonderful, of course. It's only his 4th story, and you know, he really has hit the ground running and made the role his own by this point. And this story is really sort of like his moment where, if you had any doubts before, now you see he really is the Doctor. He did, of course, have the humans are indomitable speech in the Ark in Space, but here he has that classic moment where he's holding the two wires together, and if he simply presses them, that'll be it. History will be changed forever. But could he do it? Does he have the right? All that wonderful stuff right there, that really, really strongly written stuff, really well performed stuff as well. And you go, you've got Elizabeth Slater off to the side saying, destroy the Daleks, you can't doubt it. But I do. And it's just absolutely wonderful. Of course, the story doesn't have everything going for it. I mean, it has that weird clown thing, which I don't mind too much, but I know other people hate quite a bit with a burning passion and never want to see it again. You know I don't find it that bad. A third one, isn't it, to match that one, and there the bloodiest Daleks did as well. I guess my one complaint would be that it does get a bit repetitive towards the end there, and you do sound like get into a bit of a loop with going to the elite space and then away from their bunker and whatnot, and going back to the bunker. And you know, it does get a bit repetitive in that sense of the plot. But at the same time, you know, you've got lashings of atmosphere thrown in there. It's literally just chucked in there like no tomorrow, and that really does help. It's not like this totally bleak atmosphere. You still do get the idea that there is some hope out there. It's not totally depressing, but at the same time it is very, very well done and very atmospheric. Those wonderful scenes, it really does help to put the tension as high as it should be, because, you know, with a story like this, with sort of like stakes like this, stakes very high at this point, you need to have the atmosphere to back that up, to back up how serious this story is. But of course you have some light-hearted moments as well between the Doctor and Harry. It's where that mostly comes from. And you know, it's quite nice stuff between them two. You also have some heartwarming stuff between Sarah and her mutual friend, whose name I can't remember. But you know, it's quite nice stuff there. And then obviously them two together forms that terrific cliffhanger where Sarah falls off the scaffolding, which is very well executed. And you know, it's quite shocking when you actually look at it. She's wearing bright pink high heels. Yeah. It took me a while to notice that actually. I don't know how I missed it, but sort of like just watching it recently for this review, I sort of like looked at it and thought, she's wearing bright pink high heels. And you know, it's quite amusing to think that she would do that, but I guess she wasn't expected to go climbing up a scaffolding in this story. I complain a lot of people have about this story. It's the Daleks themselves. Yeah, I'm talking to you. But, you know, I don't really mind their lack of appearance in this story. You know, people complain that you can't really call it a Dalek story because the Daleks aren't in it too much and they don't do too much in it. But at the same time, I think they do just enough, because the highlight of this story is Davros himself. You know, he's the focus of the story. He's the one creating the Daleks. And, you know, once they're around, they sort of like obey him for a while, and they're very much in the shadows. Davros is very much the one speaking for them for the most part, but you sort of like have them plotting away in the shadows until they finally betray him at the end. Then that's sort of like the moment where the Daleks become the Daleks. They become their own entity, separate from Davros. They are their own thing then. And that's quite a poignant moment, I think, in the whole history of the Daleks, where they finally become their own being, rather than just slaves to Davros. Although then they sort of dipped back into the whole slaves to Davros thing, following that with Destiny, Resurrection, Revelation. They got back on their feet again with it. Daleks don't have feet, but you know what I mean. They got back on their protuberances in remembrance, but still, you know, that was sort of like that moment. I think it was quite powerful nevertheless. The Daleks, we didn't see them again until about 4 or 5 years later, I think. And that's just something that the new series probably should learn from, but at the same time probably never will, and will probably just keep bringing them back year after year after year after year after year. Although the one series where they didn't really bring them back, Series 6, is probably the worst of the new series, but anyway. Genesis of the Daleks is a classic story. If you haven't picked it up already, I highly, highly recommend you do. It's sort of like becoming the trends nowadays, it's like bash the story, you know. But, you know, I think that it doesn't really deserve sort of like the bashing it gets nowadays. It's sort of like fans looking back on it, sort of like the whole hipster movement of thinking it's cool to bash these once thought of classics. But, you know, it really is a very strong story, and I think it really does deserve another look. If you didn't enjoy it so much on the last viewing, or if you really, really enjoyed it on the last viewing, you should give it another look anyway, because no doubt you will enjoy it again on the next viewing. It is a 10 out of 10 from me. A fantastic story, loads of atmosphere, loads and loads of great performances, great writing. Yeah, sure, it's a bit repetitive, but I can look past that because it is brilliant. So that is my review of Genesis of the Daleks. Next up will be another Dalek story. This time it is We Are the Daleks from Big Finish. But until then, thanks for watching, everyone. And if you take only one thing away from this review, just one thing, make sure that it is that Davros doesn't have eyes. Bye, everyone. Done at last. Haha, I did it. Took ages.
Davros, if you had created a virus in your laboratory, something contagious and infectious that killed on contact, a virus that would destroy all other forms of life, would you allow its use?
It is an interesting conjecture.
Would you do it?
The only living thing, a microscopic organism, reigning supreme. A fascinating idea.
But would you do it?
Yes. Yes. To hold in my hand a capsule that contains such power. To know that life and death on such a scale was my choice. To know that the tiny pressure on my thumb, enough to break the glass, would end everything. Yes. I would do it. That power would set me up above the gods. And through the Daleks, I